Hey, what's up guys? It's Lego Hobo 910 here with another Lego video. And in this video, I'm reviewing set number 75209, Han Solo's Landspeeder from Solo Star Wars Story. So let's get right into the review. So here's Han Solo's Landspeeder, and before we even look at the features and stuff, I just want to say this is a really fun and cool build. If you've bought the set and built it, or if you're planning on buying it when you build it, you'll understand what I mean. Just the way they work around some of the features and the internals of it. It's just a cool, unique build. Plus, I love the color scheme. We don't see dark blue used in bulk that often. And then the white stripe really adds a lot of accent and pop to it. And then just the cool kind of tubing and asymmetric design looks nice. As well as some creative part usages on the front there. And I love the way this fin looks. It looks very cool and unique. But this part over here kind of bothers me a bit. With some of the overusage of clear pieces. And also the gray bit, they should have changed that into blue. Plus, it feels like this connection is going to be really unsturdy, but it's actually not that bad. And then we're going to move around to the back to start the features. And it has these two little boosters on it, as well as spring-loaded shooters, which shoot red, and you have to press these from the side. And these are integrated in very well. As you can see, it kind of slopes nicely into it. And from most angles, you're not even going to see it unless you're getting a really underneath view, and at which point they're really well hidden unless if you have the bolts in. And then moving around the back here, we have the grill plates there, as well as these two little cheese slope grate plates, and they pop off there, revealing the container. And on the lid here, it has a vial, jar, whatever you want to call it, of coaxium, which can be hidden and smuggled by Han Solo. And then we can go to the front here, and I love the design here with the kind of two rotors, engine fans, whatever they are. And then you can open this up to reveal the internals, where there's a little box here with a wrench. And they also store the extra bolt really well. They don't just throw it off to the side and say, oh, here's an extra bolt like they do in most sets. It's actually worked into the build there. It does kind of slide in underneath there a bit. So you have to kind of pull it up and then forward to get it out. You can't just lift it straight up. Then there's a little green blob something, like green container, clear container of like fuel, hover fuel, whatever they use in Star Wars. Like, I'm a Star Wars nerd, but I don't know that much about internals of land speeders. And then they have what I'm assuming is the engine, the hover engine, I don't know. And that can pop out right there. And it has a little bit of orange there as kind of the engine glow. And it has the second fan on top, as well as just some neat little tubing and piping techniques. And then you can plop that back in, put that on there, and then it goes back to normal. And now let's take a bit of a closer look at the inside. So there is space for our two characters here to fit in, Han Solo and Kira. Now we can just pull them out and set them aside for now. And then on the inside, it's very tan on the interior with those two tan seats. Then they use a bucket handle here as the steering yoke, as well as having a nice center console there with a little silver stud as some big button or something. I don't know, maybe just a bit of detail or another small little console piece. And then they have this big long printed console there, and then the printed cheese slope console there, which have been used in many sets, but they work well here. And I also like the way they use jumper plates to center that and give it a kind of unique look. And then behind there is a little bit of space where you could take some blasters and store them. They're just kind of little slots there using some panel pieces, but they work well and look nice. Overall, I really like this Landspeeder. So our first minifigure here isn't even a minifigure. This is the Corellian Hound, and it kind of has a similar base to most dog minifigs, except obviously the body and head are completely different. It looks very menacing even at this kind of small scale, and I say it's an appropriate scale for the minifig. And then the face is pretty weird and unique. You have those little red eyes on the sides, which sometimes are really hard to see, even in real life. They're tiny. And then you have the snarling mouth and then the nose up there. And to me, it looks kind of like the nose is eyes, and the mouth is obviously still the mouth, and it kind of looks like the giant snowman from Frozen, if you guys can picture that with me. If nobody else sees that, then I'm probably just crazy. And then has this kind of ridge here over the top that has a little bit of texturing and pattern. It's pretty neat. Then of course we have the man himself, Han Solo. And I really like this outfit for him. It's really unique and cool looking, with the dust from Corellia and Kessel all over him. And then he has the white jacket and the kind of ripped up gray shirt there. You can see some rips around the collar of it. And then he has the kind of hip belt hanging down a bit there. And then around the back, it continues over with a few more speckles of salt and dust and whatever. And then he has just a small blaster for his DL-44. Then the standard Han Solo hairpiece. And there he is smiling, and there he is kind of, it looks angry, but then that eyebrow makes it look slightly confused. It's a very, very cool looking face print for a very cool looking minifig. Next up we have Kira, spelled Q-I-R-A, because, you know, space and Star Wars magic stuff. And she has a similar leg print, except it has more gray on it. And sadly they didn't double mold these legs. I think it would have helped the look a lot, carrying it around the side. And of course it still has the dust and speckles as well. And then she's wearing kind of a fuzzy looking jacket over a red shirt there. And then the jacket printing carries around the back. She has the same small blaster. And then this cool hairpiece that I don't think I've ever seen before. It might be new for her, or maybe I'm just a complete idiot. And this face really isn't that expressive. It's just kind of calm and neutral. And then in this face, she has a kind of bigger smile there with some eyebrows raised. Looks pretty neat. Overall, this is a really cool set with a cool color scheme, neat build, as well as a great way to get to the main characters, and just a neat little animal figure, as well as having some pretty cool play features. That's all, and peace.